Oh, okay. Who knows? And maybe you'll be the only one here. This class,
Um, it would be a
um,
great look.
the times that there are the fewest people to come to class that allows you to talk the most would be of course your time. It's in my
I,
time it's at 10, 11, and 12 my time. So your
I
time
was
it's
never,
2,
I
3
was
in the
never
morning.
the teacher's pet.
Oh,
Hello.
I wish I was
hello,
pet.
Marcella.
Hello, teacher. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. And then we have somebody. Hello, Maximiliano. How are you today?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm very well.
Excellent. And you look like a football fan. Is that true?
Uh,
A
Excuse
footballer?
me. Yes, yes. I have a shirt, T-shirt, uh, of my country,
Uh-huh.
National team.
And so
national team. Yes,
your country would be, see, I'm trying to think.
my country is Argentina.
Argentina. I was going to say that's a beautiful color. I was trying to remember which color that was. So Argentina. Awesome. And then we have Marcelo and Ana Carolina from Brazil.
Yeah.
Good,
So,
good, good. We are neighbors.
yep.
Teacher,
Yeah.
And
Yes,
Brazilians soccer fans and uh, Argentina's soccer fans are rivals.
rivals? Oh, really? So it's
Sorry,
uh,
rivals.
rivals.
we we are
Because
rivals in football,
yes,
in soccer.
Yeah.
we had
Oh, are
a
you?
long
Okay.
time.
It's like a local rivalry. Are you also rivals in other sports as well, or just football?
Just related
Well,
to soccer.
Just soccer.
yes, yes. Really, we are rivals in all that we are competition
Uh-huh. Okay.
uh, in every sport that Argentina and Brazil competes or
Competes. Uh-huh.
competes. Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes,
Yeah. Um, yeah, because it sounds like there's some friendly rivalries around the world. I think Korea and Japan are kind of rivals.
yes,
Finland and Sweden, or Sweden and Norway, depending on. Uh, the Finns think it's Sweden, and the Swedes think it's Norway. So it's pretty funny.
yes, yes,
And
yes.
so,
But instead that we are friends.
uh-huh.
The two
Yes,
countries we are
it's
friends.
called in English. It's called a friendly rivalry.
Yes, yes, yes. Of course. Yes, that's it.
Yeah. That's great. That's great because a lot of people in Argentina, Sweden, or not Sweden, a lot of people in Brazil travel to Argentina for a vacation, and vice versa, right? And Argentinians go to Brazil
Yes,
for a
Because
vacation.
because here in Brazil it's never snowing.
Uh huh. Yeah, it's
And
beautiful weather. So,
yes.
hello, Saud. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
And nice to see you. It's quite late in Saudi
Me
Arabia,
too.
isn't it?
Yes, 3 a.m.
1 a.m. Okay.
3 a.m.
3 a.m. Oh, it's even later than I thought. Yeah, because it's 1 a.m. in Spain. So, wow, um, wow. Well, but it's your weekend night, isn't it?
Yes, but I'm shift worker.
Oh, okay. So you still work tomorrow? Do you still work tomorrow, or?
Mm. Yes, yes.
Uh-huh. All right. All right. Well, let's go ahead and start. This lesson today is a vocabulary lesson, and it's also a listening lesson. And the hope is that once you guys learn these words, some of them will be familiar to you, some of them will not. But the hope is that once we begin once you learn these words, then you will we will be able to these words and use them. But the topic is types of people. Oops, sorry. Types of people. So first of all, I'm going to show you the words, and we're going to go over these vocabulary words. And bear with me a moment. Okay, so what we're going to, I'm going to do is I'm going to read these words, read these words, and then you guys will tell me which word I've just read. And so this is a listening practice, and then hopefully we'll get to practice speaking as well. But first of all, how many of these words are you familiar with? I've had classes where people have said I don't know any of these words, and I've had classes where people say they know all of the words. So it depends on you. So Ana Carolina, how many of these words do you know?
I know accomplice, beneficiary, midwife, patriot, picket sibling, spouse, and teetotaler.
A teetotaler. Okay, so you know some of them.
Teetotaler. What's my
Teetotaler.
pronunciation?
Yeah, no worries. We'll work on that. And it was spouse, sibling, picket. So you know quite a lot. That's great.
Teetotaler is someone who never drinks, right?
Correct. Never drinks alcohol. Yeah. That would be me. And that would be Saud, right? All right, Marcelo, are there any words here that you do not know, or that you know? Which words do you know?
Just patriot.
You know patriot.
And hooligan.
Hooligan. Okay, football hooligan.
Yeah.
All right, so those are the two words you know. You probably know a few more, but you don't realize you know them, Marcelo. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Maximiliano, how about you? Which words do you know?
Okay, I know the words sibling, hooligan, and beneficiary.
Beneficiary, okay.
Beneficiary,
yeah.
Yes.
And like I said to Marcelo, there's probably a few words that you also know, but you just aren't aware of it. So
yes, probably. Probably.
Yeah, because the words that you've said, both of you, are probably words that are in your active vocabulary, and some of them are also in your passive. So when you see it in context, you'll completely know what it means. So, Saud, how about you? Which words do you know?
You know, invigilator. Who is monitor the others. Adjudicator also, who judge people or judge games. What else? Let's see. I think I know hooligan, but I cannot explain. So it's difficult, but in general, it's mean bad for a person.
Okay.
This is what I understand.
Okay. All right. So you know and again, you probably know more than you realize because of they're all probably in your passive vocabulary. So when you see them in context, you'll go, "Oh yes, I understand this." So, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read these definitions, and we'll see how many you guys know. Once I read them, I'm going to read them twice, and then I'm going to write. Excuse me. Then I'm going to copy and paste them in the Google chat, just because the Verbling chat is not working right now. Okay, so the first one I'm going to read, and once I read this, if you guys know what it means, please just say the word, okay? This is someone who supervises people taking an examination. He or she makes sure they don't cheat. Again, this is someone who supervises people taking an examination. He or she makes sure they don't cheat. So what is that? Anyone know?
Cheat is someone's trying to just do something illegal to win, right?
Yeah. So if they take an examination, they look at someone else's paper, for example. And I've got the definition in the Google chat. Any idea what that one is?
I have no idea, teacher.
No idea? Okay. Anna Carolina, do you have a guess?
Oh my gosh. I'm wondering, it would be either arbitrator or invigilator.
Okay.
I don't know really. Sorry.
Okay. No worries. Maximiliano, do you have a guess?
Sorry, teacher. Can you repeat the instructions for this?
Yeah. What I'm doing is I'm reading the definition, and once you hear the definition, and it's also in the Google chat. Do you know how to find the Google chat? It's up on the right hand side when you see these icons, and you see an icon with a blue icon with white lines through it. So if you go to that Google chat, okay.
The problem that is my Google chat doesn't work now.
Oh, okay. No, I'll put it in the Verbling chat as well. So. The
Verbling chat, okay.
Yeah, I'll put it in the Verbling chat at least for a little while. Okay, so bear with me a moment.
I try to write some. All right. Let me try.
Okay, no worries. No, I'll put it in the Verbling chat as well. It's good for people that are also watching. They see the Verbling chat. So.
Are you seeing my the word that I wrote? No.
Yes. Yeah, you're on the
yes.
Google chat, but you don't see it. You don't see anything. Okay.
Teacher.
So,
okay.
Yes.
Can I answer?
Yes, you can, Saud, because you know the word.
Okay. We always say the teacher invigilates the student during the test.
Perfect, perfect. No, so the word is, and Anna Carolina, you were also right with your guess. It was invigilator. So invigilator is the correct answer.
But I was not sure.
Yeah, that's why I thought I'd ask other people. Give it to Saud, huh? Yeah. Okay, but it's not a contest though. So, but in American English, does anybody know what the word is for an invigilator in American English? Any idea?
No, please. That was.
Okay.
So. Sorry, teacher.
Okay. The word in American invigilator is British English. American English is proctor. So to proctor an exam. Proctor an exam.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. And Maximiliano, do you see that at all? What I just wrote?
I know this word too.
Okay.
Proctor.
Okay. All right. Okay. So invigilator or a proctor would be a person who supervises people taking an examination. So, Saud, have you ever invigilated or proctored an exam?
Yes, in job training.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they bring new hires that I give them a lot of information. Finally, I make an exam for them, and actually I invigilate them during the exam.
Perfect, perfect. And Maximiliano, have you ever proctored an exam or invigilated an exam?
Yes, yes. In several exams in the university, I I had a invigilator in the test.
Okay, so you haven't done it, but you have had an invigilator. Perfect, perfect. And Marcelo, how about you? Have you either had an invigilator or proctor, or have you been one?
Yeah, I was in the test in the university. We had invigilator.
Okay, and Anna Carolina, how about you? Have you had an invigilator or proctor, or have you been one?
I have never been a proctor, but I had one very mean because once I took a test, and when I had to pass the answers from the test to a card, I messed it up, and I asked to finish the card, and the proctor said no. I'm not responsible for making the rules.
Oh no, that's frustrating. So, did you pass the test anyway?
No,
Sorry.
but
Go ahead, Anna
no,
Carolina.
but I could be approved because the saddest thing was that I knew everything, but I was really anxious.
Yeah. Right. And was that Sal that was talking? No, that was Maximilian. Okay.
Yes. I have a question. A professor could be an invigilator.
It depends on.
Yes. Sorry. Let's continue. Sorry.
No, you ask your question. I thought you were done with your question. So.
Yes. My question is if a teacher or a professor could be an invigilator, or an invigilator must have to be another person in the context of the exam or of the test.
Okay. It really depends on the professor. Some professors will invigilate because this also comes as a verb and a noun. So invigilator, proctor, or to invigilate and to proctor. So some professors will proctor their own exams. Most will not. They will get their aide to proctor the exam. So they will be the proctor. Somebody else. So I think it depends on the professor and on the university. So
it depends of the professor or of the quantity of pupils are in the test. No.
Correct. Yeah, it depends.
Okay.
It depends on the professor, depends on the university, depends on the situation. There might be like in some exams you might have an invigilator that comes from an outside source that gives the exam. For like in the schools in the U.S., they will have people come from another place, and the teachers will not proctor the test. Somebody else will.
Okay, teacher. Thank you very much for your explanation.
You're welcome. And so these words are, so keep in mind with this one, invigilator is a verb, to invigilate, and then we have to proctor, which is British, American English. To invigilate and to proctor, which are verbs, but we also have the nouns, invigilator and proctor. Okay, now the next, now let's guess the next one. The next one is, this one I think all of you know. This is a single word for husband or wife. Again, this is a single word for husband or wife. Does everybody know this one?
Yes, I know.
Spouse.
A spouse. Okay.
Yeah.
So
spouse.
So Anna Carolina, could you tell us about your spouse?
Okay. He's very easygoing, understanding, but he's jealous, and sometimes he bites my head off. I was attending your class, and I wrote a joke on the chat box.
I remember that about you.
Yes. And what else can I say?
Yeah.
He is a psychologist. He has a master's degree. But he doesn't have to work because he has some real estate.
Oh, okay. So he's invested well.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. All right. And Marcelo, how about you? If you are not married, tell us about a person you would qualities of a person you would like to marry. So, are you married?
No, I'm single.
So, what kind of lady would you like to marry?
I think it's
older,
my girlfriend.
younger.
Yeah, I think it's my girlfriend is perfect to be a married. She's a beautiful, smart. I can trust her. I think is it.
Okay. All right, Maximilian, are you married?
Yes, I'm married.
So tell us about your wife.
Well, my wife is a good person. She's a good cooker. It's good. She's a good cooker.
She's a good cook.
She's a good cook. Good. Okay. That's the correct word.
Yeah.
Yes. She's a good person. She's very pretty. She cares me. She cares me. Well, she's my lady. She's my princess.
Awesome. That's great.
Yes.
Yeah. So she cares about me. So, wow, I would love to have somebody say that about me. So that's awesome. Saud, how about you? Are you married?
Actually, no, but I hope to have 4 spouses as our religion give us that authority, you know?
Yes. So what kind of spouse would you like to have?
Actually, I'm thinking about the good educated woman. Because I need to have smart children. If their mom has a good education and good qualification, for sure my children will be good too.
That's true.
This is what I think.
That's awesome. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Now let's go to the next word, and let's see if it'll be more difficult. Okay. This might be new for you guys. This is someone who has deliberately withdrawn from society and lives completely alone. So this is someone who is deliberately withdrawn from society and lives completely alone.
Conscript?
No, conscript is a person who is drafted to the military.
Good.
So, okay,
good.
so
Okay.
So any other guess?
What is the description?
I guess.
This is someone who is deliberately withdrawn from society and lives completely alone. So what's your guess, Anna Carolina?
Expatriate.
No, an expatriate is a person
Castaway.
I'm sorry.
An expatriate is a person who lives in another country that is not their birth. So, Marcelo, what is your guess?
Maybe sibling?
No, a sibling is a single word for brother or sister.
Okay.
So, Sal, do you have another guess?
Yes. I said castaway.
No, it's kind of similar because a castaway though is a person who is shipwrecked, or in this day and age on an airplane wreck and is on a desert island. So they are living completely alone, but not their choice. Where a hermit lives completely alone by choice.
Hooligan?
A hooligan is a crazy person, a crazy fan of football. So let me give you the word because it's new for everyone. It's in capital letters. It's a hermit.
Hermit, yeah.
Yeah. So a hermit is a person who usually goes into the countryside in the mountains and they live completely alone. They usually do not use the electricity or the gas or the city's water or anything like that. They live off the country. Some are crazy, some are just environmentalists. So.
You can find these guys in Discovery Channel.
Yes, definitely. You can find them on the Discovery Channel. And there are, and I've heard that in Russia they have a lot of them, and usually they're the crazy ones. But I think every country in the world has hermits. So
I think this is we call a religious discipline.
A religious what?
Discipline.
Disciple?
Discipline.
Do you mean disciple?
No. I will write down.
Sorry, teacher.
Yeah. Religious discipline. Discipline. Okay. Discipline. It might be for some people. There are some religious groups that actually practice. They call it where they live is a hermitage, and they actually do live completely alone. Some people, yeah, you're absolutely right, Saud. Maximilian?
Yes. So, a hermit person is a person that is out of society.
Society, yes.
Society.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's a person that it's out of society.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah.
I understand.
And usually they live what we call off the grid.
Okay.
Yeah, and so off the grid. And off the grid means they're not using the electricity or the local water. People don't even know that they're there. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and question, and Anna Carolina, the question as far as the pronunciation, the H is usually pronounced like hermit.
Hermit.
Yeah. I don't think there might be an area of England that might pronounce it hermit, but that's just one small area. But usually it's hermit. Okay, let's go to the next word. The next one. This is someone who helps another person commit a crime. Accomplice, yes. So, Anna Carolina, can you explain? Does everybody know what this means?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Anna Carolina, can you give an example of somebody who is an accomplice?
Yes. Some top politicians were accomplices at the kickback scheme. It's Petrobras.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So an accomplice of okay, that's one example. Yeah, I was thinking of something even more simple than that, where you have a bank robbery, and the person who drives the getaway car is the accomplice. So, but anyone who helps.
Partner in crime.
Can I give you another sentence?
Yes, absolutely.
Partner in crime.
Excuse me?
Ana Carolina first, and then Saud.
No, Saud, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Saud, what were you saying?
I said partner in a crime.
A partner in a crime, yeah. But usually, the accomplice is after the fact. But usually, but not all the time. But it is a partner. So partner, partner. So okay, Ana Carolina, you want to give another sentence as an example? Hello?
No, teacher, you can move on.
Okay. All right, let's all right, so let's go to the next word, which would be, this is someone who during a strike is placed outside a factory by his or her trade union to try to prevent other workers from going in until the strike is over.
Picket.
Okay. All right. Can you explain that? Does everybody know what this is? A picket?
A kind of barrier.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a barrier. It's a human barrier, basically. So during a strike, a group of people will stand outside the strike to keep people from going in, and that is called picket.
Teacher, here in Argentina, it's a very common practice now in Argentina.
Is it?
To picket, to make a picket here in Argentina, because some workers doesn't allow the entry to the company, the entrance to the company to other workers. In general, for laboral claims.
Yeah. So and it's so a lot of people are striking now in a lot of different industries.
Yes. Not only by laboral subjects. There are a lot of people that have a demonstration against our government, our actual government.
Okay, against the government. So a lot of anti-government demonstrations. So okay, yeah, and people people picket the government as well for that. That's a good example. Very good example. All right.
Okay.
So let's go to another one. This is someone who is called in to settle a dispute between two people or groups, usually at the request of both sides. For example, during a strike. Does anybody know this? So this is someone who is called in to settle a dispute between two people or groups, usually at the request of both sides. For example, during a strike.
Can I take
arbitrator?
Arbitrator.
Arbitrator.
Yeah, Ana Carolina, I guess he beat you by just saying the word. So, arbitrator. Can you give an example, Ana Carolina?
Oh my gosh. The students. They sitting, and the teacher arbitrates there.
Okay, that's one example. All right. And
arbitrated. Arbitrated. right?
Okay. Yes, they arbitrated. So this one is also a verb and a noun. Sal, do you have an example or a question?
Example. When I have a problem with one of a friend of mine, always we search for a good arbitrator who make a good compromise between us.
Perfect. Perfect. And I was reading in a book probably about 10 years ago that there are some states in the U.S. that are moving to arbitration for divorces. Instead of going before a judge, they use an arbitrator. So a lot of lawyers and attorneys are using arbitrators. And let's see, Marcelo, can you think of an example of when somebody would need an arbitrator?
If two persons get out of control, maybe a arbitrator can help us.
That's true. That's true. In a negotiation, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's go to the next one. So, yeah. Okay. This is someone who has been shipwrecked. So this is
who has been what?
Shipwrecked.
Could you type it?
I sure will. This is someone who's been shipwrecked, or in modern days, or in an airplane accident, and they end up on a desert island. Any idea what this would be? Tom Hanks made a movie about this.
Castaway.
Yes. If you know the movie Castaway, yep. from the Tom Hanks movie Castaway.
Yeah.
But a person that ends up on an island away from people is called a castaway. Has everybody seen that movie by Tom Hanks? Saud, have you seen it?
No.
No.
I saw that movie.
That you movie. Did?
Yes. So he was a castaway.
Yes, he was. Good. He was. I mean, nowadays that's why I said in an airplane accident. He ended up in the ocean, and then he got on this little island. So, and Maximiliano, have you seen the movie Castaway?
Yes. In Latin America, the name of this film or movie was Náufrago. Náufrago. I don't know that the name of this film in English was Castaway.
Castaway. Okay, until now. Okay, so
No, let's you.
Okay, and Anna Carolina, you're the same way. You didn't know it was Castaway until now. Okay.
No, I didn't know until now, but I remember the movie.
Yeah.
He used a lot of packages from Simplex to survive, and he had a ball as his best friend Wilson, and then when the fishing took the ball far away from him, he jumped into the water. Wilson.
Yes, because it was like his only friend.
Excuse me.
Hello? Yeah.
So sorry. Tom Hanks in that movie was a good friend. Wilson.
Yeah.
it was the ball.
Yeah, and I think it's a great name too, even though it is a basketball. So.
Yes, this is the name of a mark of a sport mark.
Yeah, It's a brand name.
It's a brand name. Yes,
Brand
yes.
name, yeah.
Sorry.
Not a
Let's
problem.
continue with another student.
Okay, so Marcelo, you caught this right away. Have you seen the movie very often?
Castaway.
Yeah.
I saw the movie in the final of the last year.
Okay, at the end of last year.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's why I remember.
That's why you remembered it, because it's been a long time since it was out. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, let's go to another movie, but that movie is a good example of what a castaway is. So, all right. The next word is, this is someone who loves his or her country and feels very loyal towards it.
Patriot.
Patriot, yes. So a patriot. And I believe.
I think
Yes?
who is defend the country against enemies.
A patriot?
Yeah.
Well, the reason they would the reason they would feel that they would want to defend the country towards defend the country against enemies is because they are patriotic. So they love their country. So that's but to feel patriotic doesn't mean that you you will defend. So I know a lot of people that would not defend their country even though they are patriotic, because they don't believe in war. So
And I know this is a famous name for a missile.
is it a Patriot missile? Oh yeah. What was that? Was that under Clinton or Bush?
I think Bush used it.
Warfare. They use all kinds of names, but the actual meaning is that you love your country and you feel good towards it. But you hear it as a kind of a negative word because of that terrible missile, right?
Teacher, what's the difference between patriot and patriotic?
A patriot and patriotic. So if you are a patriot and you're patriotic, they're very similar. Let me think. I don't even know. It probably has to do with grammar. Let me check. Another question while I check this.
So,
No.
sorry. Let's.
Huh? Difference.
Same domestic mean.
Excuse me?
Same the domestic mean. Domestic.
Domestic name?
What
do you mean?
Domestic. Patriotic. It's same the domestic. Who loves his country?
Yeah. So if patriot, patriot is someone who loves their country, and patriotic is patriotic is more of an adjective. It's how you feel, but a patriot is the name of a person who actually does it.
Teacher,
loves their country.
Could you just sentences by
Can you
using? Give you some
examples. Okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah. He was feeling very patriotic when he saw the flag of his country during the Olympic Games. So he had a feeling of pride towards his country. So he was feeling patriotic.
Yeah, he supports his country.
Exactly, supporting of his country. I think you're right. Actually, in a lot of ways, Saud, you're right. When we use the word patriot, we actually talk about heroes. I use patriotic more than patriot. But if somebody is a patriot of their country, they will serve their country in any way they can. So I don't use patriot very much. So.
Teacher,
Yes.
a patriot, it's a person that feels feels proud of your country.
It is, and they will serve the country. Patriotic is the feeling of that pride. So that's the difference, Anna Carolina. Is patriotic is the feeling, the feeling, and a patriot is the person who feels. So we're probably all very patriotic, or we are all we can be patriots of our countries.
Okay. There is a difference between kind of soldiers who work with the army to get a salary and who work with army to defend and support his country.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of soldier we called patriotic soldiers.
But as a citizen of a country, you should be patriotic anyway.
Sure.
So the patriot isn't always used when it comes to soldiers, but yeah, the soldiers are patriots. But like in my country and in the U.S. and the UK, there's professional armies, and then there are conscript, the people who are conscripted.
Mm-hmm.
Or drafted, and they're told that they have to serve regardless of whether they want to or not. And so some of them are not. They're all patriots because they're all serving, but some of them did not volunteer. So, but let's go on. Just because of time, let's go on to the next one. This is someone who is appointed to act as a judge in a contest. This is someone who is appointed to act as a judge in a contest. What would that be?
Adjudicator?
Adjudicator, yeah. So maybe a chess competition or a tennis match. It would be an adjudicator. Very good.
Yes. It's hard to pronounce.
It is. Adjudicator. And I would say that as far as this word is concerned, adjudicator is not used as much as a judge. He's judging the contest. So he's the judge. Some people, in some circles, they will use the word adjudicator, but not all circles will. The rest of these words are used quite often. So, all right, let's just because of time, I want to go on. Okay. The next one is, this is someone who is made to serve in a country's Army, Navy, or Air Force, whether he or she wants to or not. So what would this one be? This is someone who is conscript. Okay, does anybody know what the word would be in American English? A conscript is British English. Anybody know American English?
Recruiter?
No. Recruit. A recruit, that would be kind of one, but it's actually a draftee.
Drafty, yeah.
So a draftee, and if you hear about like the Vietnam years in the U.S. where there was a lot of draftees who were avoiding the draft, so we call that the draft. The draft. So a lot of people went up to Canada, or they went to Holland to avoid the draft. So, all right, and now in your countries, in Saudi Arabia, do you guys have a military, and is it a volunteer military or a conscripted military?
Actually, volunteer. But
Volunteer.
when they make uh, open a hiring for volunteers here in Saudi Arabia, I remember since 1991 when the Gulf War conducted, there is a
Uh-huh.
lot of volunteers, more than enough.
Mhm.
So we have a lot of patriots here.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. The same in the States. We, because we have the draft if we need to, but in the States, probably since 1991 or maybe even earlier, maybe sometime in the 80s, they actually the U.S. has not drafted anyone since the 70s, and that was for the Vietnam conflict. And so all the other situations have all the soldiers are volunteer. So yeah.
Teacher, here in Argentina,
Uh-huh.
the military service is for voluntary soldiers
Mhm.
since 1995.
Mhm. Okay,
Yes,
so
that
you
there.
have enough as well volunteers.
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh. Awesome. How about in Brazil? Either Marcelo or Ana Carolina, whoever wants to talk.
Here in Brazil, the military service is obligatory, right? Está o word?
Obligatory? Okay, yes.
Obligatory. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
when you have 18 years.
Okay, so when you turn 18. Okay,
Yeah,
so
when
that
turn
means that
18.
when you were 18, Marcelo, you were conscripted into the military. So that's what that
Yeah.
word is used. Okay, all right.
They have to go there,
Is
teacher,
it?
to show their IDs and to they have to show up there.
Mm-hmm.
But and not everyone is chosen by them
Mm-hmm. So
to
they're.
join the
Mhm.
army.
Okay, so they're put in different categories, which is how it is in Korea too. All right.
No,
Um,
they are not putting different categories. No, when men turn 18, they have to go there,
mhm.
and some of them are are not chosen,
Yes, that's how it is in
and
Korea.
all of them become soldiers.
Hmm. In
Most
Korea,
uh, who is chosen
uh-huh.
become a soldier.
Okay. And what I was saying is in Korea they have a full-time soldier, a part-time soldier, and a weekend soldier. So they put them all in categories and different types of soldiers.
Teacher,
So
sorry.
yeah.
In North Korea, the
Hmm.
soldiers are conscript.
Yes.
No?
All right. Thanks, Saud. Sleep well. Bye.
Good. I think that it's a good example for
Yes.
the for the word conscript.
Hmm.
About the meaning.
Yeah. In South Korea as well. It sounds like in Brazil as well. In Israel, men and women are all conscripted. So, in Finland as well as Sweden, I believe. Russia, no, Russia, I think is a voluntary army. So yeah. So if it's not voluntary, the best example is conscripted. You are absolutely right. So, all
Teacher,
right. Yes.
draft can
Good.
be a verb. Can I say they are all drafted
Yes. Drafted.
and they spelling
Uh, uh,
two?
one e. So to
Okay, thank
draft.
you.
To draft. Drafty, we don't use it as much. We usually say he's somebody who's avoiding the draft, or he has been drafted. So we don't use the word draftee that much. So, all right, we are running out of time. We have time for a couple more, so hopefully we can get this done. Okay, this next one is someone who never drinks alcohol.
Teetotaler.
Teetotaler, which is the last one. So a teetotaler.
Teetotaler.
Yes.
The pronunciation is not easy.
Yeah.
Teetotaler.
Yeah. Say teetotaler. Teetotaler.
Teetotaler.
Teetotaler.
Teetotaler.
Teetotaler.
Teetotaler. So like the T, the T and the total. Teetotaler.
Teetotaler.
Yeah. However, just in American English, we actually do not use that word. A teetotaler is British English. We do not have a noun that we use for that word in American English. In American English, we use the word, the verb, to abstain.
Abstain.
To abstain. So, for example, I come from a family where my grandparents on my father's side and my parents all abstained from alcohol. Whenever they were at a party where people were drinking alcohol, they would abstain. They would never have never drank alcohol.
Really?
We use this verb only for drinks.
No, you can use the verb abstain for anything. So you can abstain from whatever, abstain from chocolate or whatever. So, but we don't. What I'm saying is we don't use we do not have have a word in American English for this situation. So the verb that we use is to abstain. So Anna Carolina, did you have a question?
No, sorry.
Okay, no worries. Okay, let's go to, so we do not have time to continue. Let me copy and paste the rest of them so you guys can read.
Teacher,
yeah?
you can give us a definition to us. We have 1 minute.
Yeah. So the last one, a beneficiary, this is a person who is entitled to receive money or property from a will or insurance policy. Then we have an expatriate. This is someone who is living in a foreign country. And we have, and then a hooligan. This is a noisy, rough person, usually young, who causes damage or disturbance in public places. And then we have a midwife, which is the last one. I didn't make it on here. A midwife. This is a person who has been specially trained to advise pregnant women and to assist them when giving birth. So, all right. Well, I want to thank you for your participation. I hope you learned some new words, and I hope to see you again in another class.
Thank
all right?
you, teacher.
Thank you. See you all later.
Teacher, thank you very much for your effort.
Thank you.
See you
Bye.
See you right
Bye-bye.
now.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.